You've probably heard of energy created from burning fossil fuels like the ones inside our gas-powered vehicles, or renewable energy like wind, solar or water, or maybe that simple itsy-bitsy energy harnessed from lemons. But you probably don't know a whole lot about nuclear energy. Welcome to this video of Infinitus, where we answer the question, what is nuclear energy and how do we harness it? Nuclear energy, simply put, is the energy released during nuclear fission or fusion. Now I'm betting most of you don't know what nuclear fission or fusion is, so let's take a step back and understand what they are. Nuclear fission is a reaction in which heavy nuclei atoms such as those of uranium or plutonium are split apart to form lighter atoms. Whereas nuclear fusion is when light nuclei atoms such as those of elements like hydrogen or helium are slammed together to form a heavier atom. In fact, the word fission itself means split, and fusion means joining two or more things together. So you see they are like polar opposites of each other, but they have one thing in common: they both release large amounts of energy that we can utilize for our daily and industrial needs, or to create weapons of mass destruction. As mentioned before, this energy that is released in the nuclear reactions of fusion or fission is what is known as nuclear energy. Keep in mind that the elements whose atoms are split apart or slammed together are known as nuclear fuel. Also in this video we are only going to be focusing on nuclear fission as it's the primary source of energy that nuclear power plants use to create electricity. The reason nuclear fusion is not used to create electricity is because of how hard it is to build and harness the power of fusion. This is why, though it poses many benefits over fission, it's not as widely popular. If you want more information about nuclear fusion and how it works, head on to my channel and check out my other videos where I talk about that. But just how are these atoms split in nuclear fission? They aren't like your typical Lego bricks or anything to be pulled apart so easily. It requires huge reactors and complicated systems and technologies to do so. So how does it happen? Well, it happens using the help of the subatomic particle, neutrons. Neutrons are found inside an atom's nucleus and are part of the nucleons. Just in case you are wondering what the nucleons are, protons and neutrons inside an atom's nucleus are collectively called as the nucleons. Neutrons are fired at the atoms at a high enough speed to collide and split the uranium atom. In the process of doing so, enormous amounts of energy are released in the form of heat and radiation. To understand why this energy is released when the uranium atoms split, we have to understand that there is a certain amount of energy called the binding energy involved in keeping the nucleons inside an atom's nucleus from splitting. But when a neutron collides with the nucleus at just the right speed under the right conditions, the nucleus splits and the binding energy used to hold the nucleus together is released in the form of heat and radiation. Though the energy released in the splitting, fission, of just one atom is a minuscule amount, under the right conditions, there will be some stray neutrons that are also released when the atom splits. These stray neutrons collide with and split more atoms apart. As a result, more energy and more neutrons are going to be released in the process, which in turn helps in splitting more atoms apart. And this process continues and continues to form what is known as a nuclear chain reaction. These nuclear chain reactions that take place inside the nuclear reactor are crucial to produce huge amounts of energy as they cause more and more nuclear fissions to take place and therefore result in more energy being released. But how do nuclear power plants harness this energy and turn it into usable electricity? Well, it's fairly straight. Power plants use heat energy that's released from the nuclear fission reactions to boil water, and turn it into steam in the reactor core. This steam is channeled through pipes and run into the blades of a steam turbine. As the turbine spins, it drives a generator which converts the kinetic energy of the spinning blades into electrical energy. Later, the steam is converted back to water using cooling towers or water from nearby ponds or rivers. The cooled water is then reused in the reactor to form steam, and the whole process repeats itself. This way electricity is created from nuclear energy. As you can see, this process is quite similar to coal-powered plants, except that it uses heat from nuclear fission to create steam rather than heat from burning coal like in a coal power plant. This way power plants harness nuclear energy to create electricity that is used to power our homes or industries. If you found my video useful, please consider like, share and subscribe with notifications on. Also, any feedback in the comments would be appreciated. Thank you.